In the past 2 years, there have been 5 plane hijackings conducted by the same terrorist group, 3 of which where all the passengers were ransomed off and returned safely to their homes. The other 2 hijacked planes were used in terrorist attacks that killed hundreds of innocent lives. You are on a plane containing 150 people, currently flying over a barren desert. Hijackers take over, killing the pilot and co-pilot, and sealing themselves away in the cockpit. There is no way for you to open the door, but you could damage the ventilation system, causing poisonous fumes to fill the cockpit. If you do this, the hijackers will die, but with no one able to enter the cockpit and fly the plane, it will crash in the desert, killing everyone on board. If you do nothing, the hijackers might land the plane safely, or they might crash it into a civilian target, killing even more people. What should you do? Poison the cockpit, or remain passive and take your chances?
Alright, so looking at the 8 key questions, for the part that's talking about fairness, we have to consider, is it fair for ourselves to choose how this situation is handled? Because is it fair for the people who aren't in the plane to die? And is it fair for myself to choose to take action and not take into consideration what other people would want to do? So really it's a tough situation to try to decide what you'd want to do.
No.
In this situation, I think what would be best is to damage the ventilation system and kill everyone on board. The reason for this is that using the fairness aspect of 8 key questions, if I were to be acting equitably and balancing legitimate interests, I see a legitimate risk with keeping the plane flying under the hijackers' control, because there's more of a risk there with killing thousands or even maybe millions of people in a terrorist act rather than killing a limited 150 people in a barren desert.
Well, if I had to choose, I'd probably choose to damage the ventilation system, because if hijackers are taking over the plane, they're probably doing it not for just to kill the people on the plane, they're probably going to target somewhere else. So although this would kill everyone on board, which is still 150 people, I feel like if they do target like somewhere else, they kill those 150 people on board, as well as it could be thousands of people or a lot more people.
I would definitely not give off the poisonous gases, because then like everyone on the plane is like guaranteed to die. I would do nothing and just hope for the best. Hope that the hijackers land the plane safely.
Well, I would rather die a hero than just die at the hands of the terrorist on the plane. In character, I would say that I'm the kind of person who doesn't really like just back down, and I wouldn't want to die just by these people. So I would try to put up a fight, and then if I die that way, then I'm content with that.
The kind of person I would want to be in this situation or any situation is to minimize pain and to help people. So I don't think I'd be able to live with myself if I didn't make a move and act on this in order to possibly save more lives, because the risk of killing more people in a terrorist act by letting the plane fly under the hijackers' control is too big of a risk that I'm willing to take.
I would probably choose to mess with the ventilation system and take the plane down because of empathy, because I feel like even though there's a lot of people on the plane, we could be risking going at a place that has a lot more, or that could cause a lot more casualties or death.